Absolutely. Today we'll do, another exercise using n particles. Earlier we were using a legacy particles. So with the help of n particles, we will be doing. Okay. So now n stands for nucleus. Okay. So in this we have, you can see n cloth, you have n hair. Okay, you have a hair system, we have a cloth system. Okay, so like that. So bit of advanced things and all we'll be seeing in sem 4. So I'll just show you like let's do an end cloth. Okay, so first thing I'll just create a simple pole, one pole. I set up one, a pole here. Then I'm selecting a plane. I'm just creating a plane here up to here. Okay, so I just place this plane somewhere inside this particular object, and I would like to add more mesh here. Subdivision width and height. I'm adding bit more from 20, 30. Okay, I'm adding somewhere around 25. Okay, so after this, I would like to unwrap this. So come back to modeling. Okay, so which axis is this? This is Z axis. Okay, so I'm selecting this. Go to UV, under UV planar mapping, Z axis project. Okay, we have a plane here, and we have done a mapping, unwrapping in Z axis. So edit, delete, type history. So what I'll be doing is, I'll be taking Eswatini flag. So I'll take PNG, flag PNG. Let me select okay, this one. I would like to save this image. I'll save this in RSTP batch to Maya Dynamics. Flag office Fatini, save. Then I'll come back to Maya. I would like to apply new material, assign new material. I'll take Arnold shader, AI standard surface, AI standard surface. I select this. So you have a shader here. Okay, Arnold shader. In Arnold shader, okay, it's a plane. I have applied Arnold shader. So in this color, under base color, click on this checker box, take an empty file. Under empty file, click on this. I'll go to batch 2, Maya Dynamics, flag of Eswatini, open. So press 6, you can see the texture here. Still we have some, specular areas and all in this. So I'll just come down. So IOR, index of reflection, I just reduce. I increase this roughness. Okay. So it's fine. So what I'll be doing is select this model, back to FX. So I want to make this as a cloth material. I want to make this plane as a cloth material. Select the model. Make sure you have mesh. If mesh is not there, you cannot uh, make this as a cloth. Okay, that flexibility won't be there. Select this, go to N cloth, create N cloth, create N cloth. So when I do that, so I'm in frame number 1, and when I play, by default, you have the gravity system. N cloth by default, it does have the gravity system. Okay. So assume, I'm just creating one plane here in the bottom. Okay. And this particular plane, I'll go to cloth. I make this as passive collider. Select the model, select the plane here, create passive collider. I just make this as passive collider. Okay. Then again back to frame number 1, and when I play this, see, it falls like this. It looks like a cloth. Okay. So what I do now, I want this to stick to this particular model. Okay. So for that, select this, press 4, go to wireframe view, go to vertex, select the first line vertex. Select the first line, complete vertex. Okay. Select the first line, full, this vertex. Then shift select this particular pole, shift select the pole. Okay. Go to N constraint, in this point to surface constraint. Okay. We are adding a connection. These points will be stitched, okay, to this particular pole. So select the vertex of this particular plane, shift select this particular pole, means the object, points to surface. So you can see now these points are connected to this particular model. Okay. Then what I'll do, so when I play this, you get an output like this. And if you can observe what's happening here is this cloth is penetrating into this model, into this pole. Why? Because, see, observe, I'll just play again. It's getting inside to this model, and we are having a very smooth simulation also. Okay. I make the frame 500. I can see more of animation. So the reason, because why it is colliding, this model, this pole is not a collider. So you need to select this, go to N cloth. You have to make this as a passive collider. Now this is a collider. So now you play, it will not penetrate. Okay. You have this system now. Now assume there's a wind is there, a lot of wind is there, a lot of turbidity is there. I want wind to flow in this way. By default, N cloth comes with N cloth. See, when I select this, N cloth comes with certain attributes. You have to go to N cloth, N cloth shape, N cloth. You can go to nucleus here. Yeah, you can go to nucleus. Okay. When we make this model as an N cloth, automatically nucleus. See, when you select this mod object, nucleus is already there in the attribute list. You can add wind speed to this. So you have wind speed, wind direction, wind noise. These three are very important: wind speed, wind direction, wind noise. Let us define in which direction we want this flags to, should have a turbulence, or flag to have noise, some windy feel. So this axis, which is this axis? This is x-axis, positive x-axis. So wind direction is x, it's in positive x. I'll give wind speed somewhat like this, somewhere around 18. So when you play this, awesome, we are getting very good output. Observe, got it? You can increase the wind speed even more. You get an output like this, right? So I select this again. I go to encloth again. Now I have to go to nucleus. Nucleus. In this noise, when I add more noise, lot of noise will be there here. See the noise system, how it is. Lot of wind is there. Means you are getting a realistic feel. Okay. So I select this. You need to work on nucleus here. I reduce the wind noise up to here. Wind speed somewhat to here, 35 is okay. Okay, let me reduce, instead of 35, make it 23 or 24. Okay. We are getting a realistic feel, realistic output. You can, this, this part you can use for a demo reel. Okay. This is a bus scene you can use for a demo reel. Okay. And this is really interesting. So you can have Switzerland, some backdrop, some image, some parliament image or anything. Okay, in front of that you can have it. You can have a camera placed like this. Okay, it looks cool. Okay, you need to apply material, this as a steel or chrome material. Okay, so what you can do, you can create a simple school setup, Switzerland school setup. In front of that you can have this. Okay, let's have a camera pan like this. Okay, and you can add Swaziland national anthem, in the compositing. Once we render this particular footage you can import in After Effects, and you add some background music, it will become patriotic. Okay, it looks super cool. Okay, these kind of things, like no one has done in Swaziland till now, like this kind of output. Okay, so any doubts up to here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
With the same technique, we can create one more output. Assume you have a very big ship, okay, which is sailing in an ocean, and a ship or anything will be having a cloth material. Even that cloth material also requires this kind of output. Wind dense, a dense wind is required. Cloth, that material output also, you get like this. I mean, this kind of feel will be there in the ship. You might have seen that, right? Ship images. This one, see, sailing ships. So all these are, cloth field. You can create a simple model. We can apply cloth material to these things, and we can create ocean in Maya. We can create ocean. Okay. You have ocean setup and all we can create. So that we can do. Hmm? We have ocean and all under fluids. We have it. We have ocean system and all. We will do that. Okay. I'll show you separately. We'll create ocean separately in another session. Any doubts up to here? How to achieve this output?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So now, for example, assume we will do a wind. Okay, let me save this. This is flag and cloth. So let's say we have an interior system. Okay. File, let me open an interior. I'll open an interior under texturing, that's to Maya. I think it's taking some time to open. In an interior, right next to the windows or in front of windows, we will be having curtains, right? So assume once, if the window is open due to the wind, the curtain movements will be there. Let us create something like that. And this is another, very good example for your demo reel. Okay, you can create something like this. Okay, great. We have it. I'm gonna turn off the model and I'm selecting all the lights. I'm deleting it. And I'll turn on the model again. I'm gonna select these two things. I select these two, create here, hide it. Okay, we have it. So what I'll be doing is, I'm gonna create a simple rod like this. So one here. So I just place it here inside like this. This is how the curtain will be, right? Curtain bar or handle, it will be something like this. Okay. Then I would like to create a plane, one plane like this. I would like to add a few mesh, somewhere around 25. Yeah. Width 15 is fine. So I'll be placing this here. And I'm gonna duplicate this and I'm gonna place one here like this. I'm selecting this, it's like this. Okay, it's here. And this I would like to place it here. Then after this, I'm selecting both, and I'm placing this here. Okay. So you need to see these two planes are exactly in the center of this particular model. So first thing what I'll do, I select this and this, N cloth, create N cloth. Okay. Then I'm selecting this particular cylinder. In this, create passive collider. After that, what I'll do, I'll select this, right click, go to vertex, select the top vertex, and shift select this particular model, go to N constraint, point to surface. Select this, right click, go to vertex, select all this vertex, select this particular cylinder, go to N constraint, point to surface. Now, when I play this, you see what's happening here. Okay, view, select camera. I think there is a catch. Okay, see, we have this movement. So what I'll do, let us see which axis is this. This is x-axis. I need it in a negative x-axis. I'll do one thing. I'll just select this and I'll go to attribute and nucleus. I'll go to nucleus. Negative x require -1, and I'll give a little wind speed. So when I play this, cutting, it's awesome. We are getting very good output, right? So I'll be selecting this. Let me add a new material, Arnold shader. In this AI standard surface, color, I'll give it to red. IOR, I reduce. This is enough for your demo reel. You can have a, now it looks good. Okay. It's really nice. In this N-cloth shape, in N-cloth shape, we have one more thing. Under collision, self-colloid is on. You can make sure it is on self-colloid. And I'll go to nucleus. You can add bit noise. When you add bit noise, okay. Let me add bit speed. Solvers, here substep is there. When you increase more of substeps, quality will be really nice, but takes time to view also. Okay. So I just reduce the wind speed. I think up to 10, 11 or 8 is fine. That's good. This is enough. Let me repeat the same for the other also. I select this, this, and this. I'm gonna duplicate this, and I'm gonna place this here. Duplicating doesn't duplicate nucleus and all. Okay. See, it works only there. Now what I do, I select this again. I'm selecting this too, and I'm gonna convert this into N-cloth. Create N-cloth. Then I select this, create passive collider. Then I select this, go to vertex, select the top one, shift select this, and constrain, point to surface. Same way, select this, go to vertex, select all the top vertex, shift select this, constrain, point to surface. Then I'm selecting this, I'll go to cloth. Yeah, I'll go to nucleus. I change wind speed up to something. I'm selecting this one. Nucleus. I change the nucleus to something here. Nucleus, I think value is really more. I think up to this is fine. I'll add a lot of noise. Great. So you can have it like this, take a render. Okay. A lot of wind, you know, with that you can achieve an output something like this. Okay. Any doubts up to here?
No, sir. Sir, can I ask, when you render the output, you render it on Arnold, and then how do you get the video output? Like how we get it on Playblast?
Very
Please,
good.
may you show us?
Very good question. Playblast, you know how to do that, right? Double click,
Yes.
right click, play blast. You can save it as a video in a good quality. You can do all that. Okay. Rendering matters a lot. That is a separate section. We will be going to rendering. In rendering, you need to set up all the lighting first. You have to render each frame, and you have to see if you are satisfied with the each single frame lighting. Then in render, okay, you have to be in rendering. Then in render setting, you have to define, okay, so image format, which format you want. I want a JPEG, or you want a PNG, or you want a Targa or TIFF. So I prefer Targa. Why? Because quality will be good. Okay. Then name. So this name is curtain render. Okay. And curtain. And here frame.animation.extension, this always it has to be name dot hash. Hash stands for frame number, and dot extension, always extension has to be in the last. Then start frame is 1, end frame I would like to render up to 200. That's enough for me. And in which camera you are going to render. So let's say if I'm in a camera, perspective camera, or else I have to create a new camera. If I'm animating a camera, I have to name the camera, I have to create a new camera. Then choose the camera here, which camera you are rendering. Then which size, what is the size you want for the rendering? Do you want a HD, half HD, or you want a full HD, 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K? Which resolution you want? We can pick that. So we can pick HD 720 or full HD. HD 1080 is a better one. Okay. I think then after that, you have to choose which engine you're rendering. I'm choosing Arnold Render. You have to do the settings here. This and all I'll show you later, okay, separately. So once everything is done, I'll be saving this particular scene. Okay. Save scene as cloth. Okay. Then in this, we have render here. Click on the render. You have to do batch render. When we do batch render, output will be really good. Okay, realistic output we get. So I'll go turn on light. I'll just take a physical sky, and I'm gonna increase intensity. Okay, and let me take a render, single render. We need to do the lighting, interior lighting and all to achieve an output. I think I have given full HD. Full HD takes a lot of time, so I don't want full HD. So here just make it as a half HD. Come over here, half HD is enough. And let's take a render. This is a half HD render. So if you are satisfied with the lighting, later we can do the rest of the part. Understood? Any doubts?
No doubt.
No, sir.
So for time being, you just do the play blast of Swazi flag. Behind the flag, make sure either a Swaziland parliament image is there, or a school setup. It looks good, okay?
Yes, sir.
Or a correction center, or a police center, police station. So you can have, okay, come up with one theme. So you can see, while we are doing Arnold render, you might have noticed secondary illuminations we get, primary bouncers, secondary bouncers. See, if you observe here, there is a red tint here. I would like to increase bit brightness in the scene. A little bit brightness. Scene looks like this. Red tint is there here. Okay, interior lighting we have to do. I haven't done for this particular scene. So we can do interior lighting. We can achieve a very realistic output. And there are a lot of grinds here. Why? Because the samples are really less. You have to go to render setting. In Arnold, there are samples. Diffuse, you should have more samples. Specular, you should have more samples. Okay. So this is sampling. And in the light, if you go in the light also, sample is 1. You have to increase sample to 3 or 4. Then only you get a realistic output, even better. So you can see here only, like if there is a grinds here, you get output like this. If you increase the sample, see, it's almost clear. Observe here, more sample, better output, but it takes time to render. That's how it is. Okay. So try to achieve these two output. One is cloth output and one is curtain output and another is flag output. Okay. So you
Okay,
can add this work into your showreel. Okay. So
yeah.
how do you, like feel this, is it complicated or simple? Oh,
It's okay. I think with practice we'll get there. It's better than the
rigging.
modeling and the rigging. It's much
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
It's actually fun, more fun than that.
yeah, that's true. Okay, then I'll be uploading this video and I'll share the link. Okay. So by next class, make sure these two different assignments you just do and show me the play blast, not the Maya file. You have to compress in Premiere and show me the play blast. Okay. And you can come up with your own ideas. These are the two simple things which I have shown in the class. Come up with some different idea. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Bye, sir. Have a good day.
Bye.